We're still telling the stories, the success stories of young entrepreneurs and innovative minds out there who are overcoming the impact of the coronavirus on their businesses. Today, we engage two interesting gentlemen. Patrick Ajay Nketia, he's a creative director and the founder of Utama. Plus, innovation coach and strategist Amisha Diofori. He consults and teaches on tech and innovative business strategies for innovation hubs, entrepreneurship workshops, and organization. These are two big guys in their own way. So welcome, gentlemen, to the program. Let me start off with you, Amisha Dai. It has been a very crazy year. COVID-19 has disrupted economies world over. You play a pivotal role in improving the lots of startups, entrepreneurs, but how difficult has this year been for you?
Thank you. And hello to all your listeners. Particularly for startups, this year has been one of the most important times of their lives, and as business people, to help them to clearly define what it is they really claim that they do. So for me, I see this year as both a blessing in disguise and an opportunity for them to have tested what they pitch to us as entrepreneurs. From where I sit as an innovation coach with the Ghana Innovation Hub, I noticed that particularly for this year, most of the startups had to really go to the core of what they do. So if they said that they were selling X amount of services, they had to make sure that these services were really delivered accurately and without any other fluff to their customers. And that's what really defined their businesses for them this year.
It's interesting that you stated that, in general, COVID-19 really tested the innovation pitches of entrepreneurs across the country. But speaking of innovation, Patrick, let me rake you in. Your industry is much more dependent on how creative you are. COVID-19 has really tested this creativity. As we could see on the screens there, things you were able to do a year or two before COVID-19 definitely must have changed. What's your story?
Interesting. Thank you very much, Charles, and good afternoon to your listeners. And where I sit, my friend has made a very good submission, and it's all important that the point of innovation where it came, COVID-19 came, we started with creating masks. So I, on my part, with menswear accessories, I started creating mask that matches with ties, menswear, ties, bow ties, and suspenders.
Oh, nice.
And that's making people, you get what I mean, Charles?
Yeah, I do
people
get
to
it.
buy, getting the whole set, and so that they can appear in a more uniform manner. But now you could understand still the challenge. We've gotten very cheaper nose mask on the market now, and now people can buy it by the roadside and at a very cheaper cost. So that was one innovation that we did, but you can understand the situation. So per your question, I believe I've given you an answer.
I believe during the lockdown season, you were convulsed to close down your shop, Patrick, and you might have lost customers in this particular light. How did you sail through these difficult moments of COVID-19?
Charles, I must say it was really, really difficult. Where my first business is located is around the university, and most of the students patronize my stuff. But it happened that they have to go home because of the COVID. So customers were cut down, and I devised another strategy to send the stuff to where I live. I mean, my community where I live, so that where I couldn't go out much, I could still sell within my vicinity. I had to cut down the price of it, and I had to really do aggressive selling, moving from house to house, getting friends who have not even probably know that I'm into fashion, getting to tell them about my brand and what I've been doing and how they could buy it. And also, I even I wrote a goal to really dominate my community close by where I am, and people who have not really heard about my brand, how they can also buy and I can get money to live on.
Interesting. So really it does tend to mean that you are really adapting traditional modes of getting
That's
closer
it.
to your customers. But, you know, Amishadai, that's where you come in, because we have seen
Yes.
the power of tech in COVID-19. We have seen how businesses have been able to adapt in the midst of COVID-19 using technology. So what has been your advice to most startups and entrepreneurs like Patrick, whenever you're having most of your innovation hubs and everything, to get to them and speak to them on the issues of competition? What has been the advice you often give to them?
Thank you, and thank you for stressing on especially the use of technology from our entrepreneurs' perspective. So three of the things that we make sure that our entrepreneurs have in our processes is, first of all, to make sure that they are technically excellent. And by that, I mean they should be able to use the technology at their disposal to enhance what they do. Let me give a good example. During the lockdown, we were training 15 startups in our Innovate GH program, where we train startups in their incubation process. And we found out that for the startups who were able to just quickly switch from manual to digital or offline to online, they were able to increase sales significantly. And that might not be considered very significant when it comes to the use of technology, but that simple shift was able to help the startup. So we say, first of all, be technically excellent. Secondly, we say, have the managerial skills to be able to run your startup on a quicker basis. So example, again, your ability to even switch from making clothes to face masks, right, gives the sense that you are able to understand what you are doing and be able to identify the loopholes exactly when they are needed. And then finally, we say that you should be able to look at a longer term picture of what you are doing. Okay. So yes, COVID has come to interrupt a bit, but what are some of the things that you can do now that can help you to get access to new future?
That's
and
great.
We're fortunate enough to also partner with international partners who were looking to invest in the startups because they also understood that they were going through a tough time. So a great example is the Impact program by the Germans, who will give significant amount of money to some of the startups to be able to run during the program. And one of the startup that we coach, Flowcare, has been able to get money from Impact to be able to take care of them during this time.
That's great.
So
I believe that you could even rope in Patrick moving forward in your programs for him to get a feel of what exactly you're trying to say. But Patrick, you've been listening into Amishadai's submissions. I believe you've taken some notes in terms of the future for you when it comes to technology and moving your business forward.
Exactly. The future is technology now. I've read a report on 2020, the digital economy on Africa, and you could see that about $180 billion coming into Africa only on technology. And what will be our stand and what will be our take on this? What will be our position on technology in this side of the world? Therefore, it's very important, as he's saying, digitally, we need to run our businesses, our media houses. I've read a lot trying to, because now people are really on the internet, we need to give them content. We need to give them really thought-provoking content that will make them really think about our brands in another form, and also inform them also on the other side. And also, if we can also connect our businesses to how we can communicate with COVID, something that will also be, in a way, helping the community for what it is COVID has done, how you can also communicate in that stead as a brand. You get what I mean? Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid. But let's now look into the future. Patrick and Amishadai, I want us to project to the future to have a feel of how our businesses must look like in 2021. I want to start off with you, Amishadai. Where do you see SMEs, entrepreneurs, innovative minds in 2021?
Perfect. In 2021, I see a transition, just like Patrick highlighted, especially from a very analog business to having a digital interface to your business. So when we say digitalization, it's basically leveraging technology to be able to now expand your business, right? And that's what I'm expecting a lot of our MSMEs to be able to do in 2021. You will agree with me that thanks to everything that has happened this year, more startups are getting an appreciation for being online, being able to use digital tools that help them to scale. Now, thanks to Zoom, you can reach an investor all the way in Europe. So I see more people leveraging these tools in 2021 to significantly expand their businesses. And thanks to AFC, FTA, I also see the opportunity for us not only to think locally, but to be able to expand well beyond our borders. So for me, I think 2021 puts for us a great opportunity to significantly scale what we are doing. Perfect. So that will no longer be considered at a medium and a small scale business.
Great submission. Let me end up with you, Patrick. Where do we see your business, Utama, in 2021? Shortly, in 30 seconds.
Shortly, we will have to run projects that will give content through our social media platforms so that our followers and our customers will be fed. We'll give them something that they can enjoy from their brand, still from the core of it. So it's still going to be centered on only on online-based stuff and still projects towards community to make COVID, we will be okay with it.
You'll be okay. We're just hoping. We're just hoping that you indeed will be okay.
We will have to work extra harder.
Exactly. I get it.
You have to work extra harder. Getting content, running your business as a media, simple stuff. Just put the camera on yourself. Tell the people something. Thank you
very much, Patrick. Thank you very much, Amisha Dai. Unfortunately, we had to let go, but the discussion will continue tomorrow as we engage entrepreneurs like yourself out there watching me on your best COVID-19 stories.